I'd certainly like to welcome you out here on this beautiful, beautiful day out here in the Fannye Cook Natural Area. This area was actually started and created by the Mississippi Department of Transportation and the Federal Highway Administration, really to offset wetland and stream impacts to help us where we have better roads and bridges throughout Mississippi. Certainly important for tourism, important for economic development, and important to get to your favorite hunting and fishing spot as well. This is the fourth project that Wildlife Mississippi has done with the Entergy Corporation. Every single one of those, it involved forest conservation. And they talk in their mission and vision about being stewards of the land. Let me tell you, that's not just something that they put in writing on a piece of black and white paper. Wasn't too many years ago, we worked and partnered with them on restoring about 1,500 acres of bottom and hardwoods up in Tunica County at a place called Penton. Then right there at Cleveland at the generating plant. And then also worked, they were very generous and helped us fund a place called Sky Lake. It's a huge stand of ancient cypress in the Delta, and some of those are 2,000 years old. Whether it's any one of those three or this great project here, Entergy has been certainly committed to conservation and the environment. If you look at on their own emissions, they've reduced their own emissions by 73% if you go back to about year 2000. And I talked about forest conservation. If you look at those particular two projects at Cleveland and Penton, you know, we talk about emissions and sequestering carbon and taking carbon out of the atmosphere. Those two projects alone sequestered over 500,000 tons of carbon. That's a huge amount of carbon.
Well, one of the things we know when it comes to growing our state, creating opportunities for our people and our communities is quality of life. And one essential element of quality of life is embracing our wilderness, our outdoors. Over time, we see more and more people move into urban areas. And what's unfortunate about that, having someone that grew up on a farm, a lot of our young people won't get the opportunity to understand and appreciate the outdoors. Having a place like this near our state capital to create an area where people can come, not only enjoy the outdoors, but learn the importance of conservation, why it's needed to improve our community and help with the environment, but also to teach young people. So we're very proud to be a part of this effort and helping to improve the lives of Mississippians, to educate Mississippians, and most importantly, preserve our greatest asset, our wilderness. Entergy is making a grant of $150,000 toward this effort, and we hope to be matched by other efforts. James, Clark, and members, George Walker, others, if you'll come up, please.
Well, people like Clark Reed and Charles Pickering and Marcia Barber and others that really got this organization going says we want an organization that focuses on exactly what Haley just talked about, is how can we look at the environment in a way that can improve the quality of life in the state and worked as an economic development tool. And that's exactly what this property is going to do. All of this that I'm talking about would not have been possible if it wasn't for a single dedicated person back in the 1930s. And that's because of a lady by the name of Fannye Cook. And that's who this property is named after.
Today I have a dream that throughout the state there will be increasing opportunities for people to get outdoors and actually experience nature and all its wonders. Whether it be hunting, fishing, canoeing, bird watching, or merely sitting quietly under a tree. Your generous donation we are celebrating today is a step toward seeing that dream become a reality. This area has the potential to reach thousands of citizens and visitors to our state, to experience a portion of the diversity of our natural resources. But it is the decisions we make after we leave here today that will determine the success of this project. Do we value wetlands? Do we support laws that protect our migratory birds and birds of prey, and including the bald eagle that we hope will nest here someday? Do we value all citizens' needs to find enjoyment in the outdoors? Today, you've taken the first of many steps to make a dream a reality and to assure that God's handiwork remains for the future. And I remind you that all citizens are responsible for the conservation of our natural resources, and we should all continue to work together to realize that dream.